Alright guys, it's Y1 here, and today I have a much updated, much improved version of the chicken farm to show you. Now this is a completely automatic solution. It requires absolutely no user intervention at all, just like my other design. However, it comes with a few little bells and whistles, a few extras that my other design did not have. And these are the controls for said bells and whistles. We have a switch that will control whether we get eggs or meat, and we have a switch that will control whether the meat, if we selected that, is cooked or uncooked. So this is a completely universal thing. If you want uncooked meat for trading with villagers and getting emeralds, then you can have that. If you want cooked meat for food, you can have that. And if you want eggs for, say, pumpkin pie, then fine, you can do that as well. And this makes it very, very useful. Now this was actually made possible by a suggestion from one of the commenters on my other video. It utilizes the fact that mobs falling through cobwebs take an extremely long time to fall. So this is set up so that it takes 20 minutes for the chickens to fall, and thus they are grown up by the time they reach the bottom. That's the basic premise by which this works, and it actually only recently came to my attention a few days ago that you could collect cobwebs legitimately. Maybe I'm just retarded or slow, but yep, I know now. So this is it's a far better method than the method I was using before, if a little less elegant, but hey. So I will now get on to explaining the mechanism. Let's first take a look at this eggs meat switch. So to take a look at this, we need to go around the back, and we can see that that switch is going to power this torch. It's going to power this torch tower, which is going to go all the way to the top. And up here we have a little bit of redstone that does the actual hatching of the chickens and the egg/meat selection. So the egg/meat switch is going to switch the position of this piston. When it's retracted like it is now, the eggs that are laid by the chickens up here are going to flow down and into the hopper, and they're going to go into the dispenser. This comparator will detect that there are items in the dispenser and power this other comparator, which will not only power the dispenser but provide continuous redstone updates so it carries on firing until all the eggs are gone. The baby chickens then go into this column of cobwebs. It takes them about 20 minutes to go to the bottom, as I already mentioned, and that's how the maturing mechanism works. Now if you select this for eggs mode, then the piston's going to extend. It's going to cover the hopper, and instead the eggs are going to go out over here, and they're going to fall down this chute here. I can quickly demonstrate this just by breaking this torch here. Piston will extend, and that egg is going to fall down the chute. And it's going to go all the way to the bottom, and into this central hopper here, which is going to stick it in the main chest. So that's how the egg mode works. Alright, so now let's talk a bit about this killing mechanism down here. And this is a two-stage killing mechanism. Well, I say stage, it's got two options. You can have them crushed, or you can have them burnt. And this is how the cooked/uncooked switch works. So I've got a stripped down version over here, and I will try as best as I can to explain this. So at the moment it is in uncooked mode, and thus these pistons here are retracted because this redstone is off, and these are extended. Now this has the effect of making this little too long water stream here go to the left. So when a chicken spawns, when he's exiting the cobweb tunnel, he is going to fall into the water and go to the crushing mechanism. And this is pretty simple. We have a tripwire which triggers an RS NOR latch. We have a little repeater loop to set the RS NOR latch back, and a little delay that allows him just enough time to get in the way of the piston. So I'm just going to chuck him in there. He's going to go down, trigger the tripwire. He's going to get crushed. And due to the timing of this mechanism, the piston retracts at the exact moment in which he dies, so there's no chance of, well, there's very little chance of his loot getting glitched out and sent around the place. As for the other mechanism, if we switch flick the switch here, we will see that the pistons have swapped states, and thus the water is flowing in the other direction. Now we've got a tripwire just as we have on the other side, but it's going to do a different job. It's going to trigger something else. It's going to trigger some redstone. This is a little piston pulse shortener here. Provides a 2-tick pulse, which is going to update this dispenser twice with a 3-tick interval. Now this redstone block down here permanently powers this dispenser, so all this repeater is actually doing is providing a redstone update, and this works rather well. Just watch the chicken go in. The lava sets him on fire without actually burning his loot, and he dies, and his items are sucked up by the hopper, which has a half slab above it, and it goes into the chest for you to take out and enjoy. Alright, so there you have it. Now you might be sitting there watching me thinking, what are the major benefits of this over your other design? Well, the first the first and foremost biggest benefit is, of course, the switchability. You can farm multiple things with it. The second biggest opportunity, or the second biggest opportunity for expansion that I can think of, is this mechanism up here. Because we have a continuous flow, that is to say we're not having pulses of chickens timed anymore, it relies less on the randomness of egg spawning, which is always good. Randomness is generally bad. But it also allows us to scale the device's, well, that contraption's performance simply by adding more chickens to this bowl up here. Now, this is great and everything, but there are a few points of diminished returns. Like with 150 chickens that are up there right now, you already get little clumps of them like this, and this can be a slight problem, as I will now demonstrate. So, let's say we get 4 or 5 at once, and they all go in, and one triggers the crusher, but the other ones land on top of the crushing device. Now, they're not hurt or anything in any way, shape, or form. Now, this isn't too bad, because when the next one comes along, he's going to re-trigger the device and kill the rest of them. But every now and again, you'll get one that was partially crushed, and this will result in his loot sort of popping out of his dead body as the piston is still extended, and thus the loot sort of glitches out, hence this feather over here, and that's a slight downside. It does happen, but only to a small fraction of the loot from the crushing mechanism. The cooking mechanism, however, is pretty robust. I've spammed it to no end, and it seems to be absolutely fine with spamming. We've put dozens of chickens in there now, and it's just going to continually burn them. I only heard one hissing sound there, so that was only a little bit of loot burnt. And there we go. It all comes out in this chest, and you can pick it out and enjoy it, of course. So yeah, that pretty much details this entire mechanism, and I know a few people are going to be asking for a how-to video or tutorial, but as you know, the snapshots can be rather they can be rather volatile and change at will, so I'd rather not do a tutorial or anything definite until this has been released in the final update. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I'm sorry it's been a bit short, but I've got a lot on my mind at the moment. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.